So let me get this straight. Now Gymshark doesn't just promote unrealistic expectations for skinny guys, but they do it for plus-size athletes as well. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about a few recent posts from Gymshark. Now one of them, the majority of you already know about. And this post was done last week. It featured a girl named Nelly London. She's a lingerie model from the United Kingdom. And she posted a photo of herself on her page where she was wearing her Gymshark clothing and she had the waistband up on one photo and down on the other, showing that she does not have the perfect body, or one that you would think a lingerie model just might have, right? And the post went viral, it exploded, and it looks like Gymshark basically reached out to her to see if they could put the photo on their page, and this was on like September 7th, and the post went crazy. I mean, it has over 600,000 likes, like 23,000 comments. I mean, people just went nuts over the photo, and a lot of people were basically saying, like, it looks like Gymshark is finally going to pull away from all these unrealistic body types that they've been promoting since day one, and they might actually be promoting some normal people. I mean, Gymshark's been around for a while. They've been around since 2012. They're in like 131 countries. The business is worth like over $1 billion. I mean, obviously the company is successful. And a lot of people feel that the marketing side of things weren't really too honest. A lot of the athletes that they had claimed natural weren't really natural. That's not what the video is about. Now it seems like they've pretty much capped the market on the fitness side of things, and they want to start branching off into other directions. And one of the only ways you can do that is by taking advantage of something like the body positive movement. Let's market our clothing in such a way where people who aren't super huge, ripped, and shredded, or have super tiny waists still feel like they can be a part of the brand. And that brings up the most recent post, which is this one right here. And as you scroll through the images, the first two images are the only ones that really promote that body positive message that they're trying to send. Then as you go through the other images, there's some other models there that look like they work out. There's a guy that's in great shape. There's a girl that's relatively skinny. Maybe she does Zumba, I don't know. But you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. But when you really do a deep dive into both posts, you come out on totally different ends of the spectrum. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And I don't really think a lot of you guys even have a clue about anything I'm about to say right now, which is why I'm going to dive in, because I saw the post last week and I saw a lot of people making a video about the Nelly London post. And after reading a lot of the comments, I decided to wait. And the reason why I waited is because Gymshark responded to a lot of people in those comments saying things like, expect to see more of this, more like this is coming, we plan on doing more like this, like things along those lines. And so in my head, I said, okay, well, I want to wait to see how long it takes before we start to see more like this. And lo and behold, a week later, we have this post. So we're going to dissect the two. But real quick, before we jump in, I just want to say something about the Nelly London post. I wanted to read a couple comments from here because I did like the things that I saw. I mean, these comments are from real people, and based on how many likes the comments has, there's a lot of people that feel the same way. And this is important. So we got this post from Pedro. If you get mad at this post, think of it this way. Gymshark is basically saying you don't have to look a certain way to go to the gym. Everyone starts from somewhere, and I think that's what everyone is missing from this. Over 14,000 likes on this post. And what's so incredible to me about that post is this is something that I think needs to be preached more often. I've had several clients that were a bit overweight that didn't want to go to the gym. They wanted to train at home because they thought as soon as they stepped in the gym, they were going to be ridiculed and stared at for not looking as in shape as everybody else, when in fact, it's the opposite. Because guys like me who've been in the gym my entire life, I've seen all kinds of people come through the door, and I know what it's like to start out. Maybe not on the heavy side of things, but I was super skinny when I first started, and I felt intimidated. But what I noticed is that as I walked through the door and I started working hard, the other people in the gym, the veterans we'll call them, they always wanted to show me stuff, and they always wanted to teach me stuff. Because as soon as you walk through that door, whether you're overweight or skinny, You've already made a conscious decision to change your body, and everyone in the gym sees that when you walk through the door. And that's why people like me will come up to you if you're new in the gym and offer to help you. Not just because I'm a personal trainer, not just because I have a YouTube channel, because we see the effort and we want to embrace it and help you. And let's read a few more posts. We have one from this woman, Meek Zazone. I think that's how you say her name. Coming from someone who used to look at your clothing and know that I didn't look like any of the athletes you had on your Instagram and website, this means a lot. Representation matters. Thank you. 14,000 likes. Maddie, Boom Baladi, I'm here for this kind of content. We need more of this. So it goes on and on. You see all these supportive comments, which I think is great. And if we take a look at Nelly, she has a really inspirational story. I'm going to post a link for you guys. I suggest you go over and read it to learn more about her. But basically, she grew up and she hated her body. She hated it. And then she talks about how she had multiple eating disorders. She says, from as young as I can remember, I hated my body. And at my worst stage of disordered eating, I was suffering from 3 eating disorders: anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating. And she was also periodically abusing laxatives, something that has unfortunately caused permanent damage to her digestive system. And she also talks about how for years she couldn't get the help she needed because doctors told her that she was within the correct amount of weight for her height and her age. And it wasn't until she really opened up to her parents that they took her to see an eating disorder specialist, where she finally got the help she needed. And she talks about how when she was in her teens, she never thought she'd be a lingerie model today. I mean, her story is incredible. And this is the kind of thing that I think Gymshark should promote. And she is the kind of person that I think they should bring on as an athlete for their marketing campaigns, because she's relatable and she has an amazing story, and she doesn't have that perfect look that Gymshark usually posts. I mean, if you look at her photos, she looks great, but she clearly did some damage to her body, and she's holding body fat in certain areas. She has stretch marks, but she embraces all of that. And Nelly, if you're watching this video, I mean, my hat goes out to you. You're inspirational to anyone. Whether you're a girl or a guy, in shape, out of shape, it's an inspirational story, and it's amazing. But the difference between her post and the most recent one by Gymshark is that her post is something that they probably asked her if they could put on their page. They even took her caption that she wrote on her original post on her profile, and they reposted it. Now, if you look at the most recent post they did, this is more of a marketing campaign. This was done internally by Gymshark with models that they hired. Well, I guess Nelly's a model too, but you understand what I'm saying. These are people they flew in and they did a photo shoot because they were launching some new clothing and they wanted to get the marketing campaign done. Now, if we scroll through, the first 2 people, they look like some people who you would think were, average people who worked out. That's kind of the messaging they're trying to send. These are your everyday average people who work out and still wear our clothing. And then I just scroll through some more. You got some other guys and some other girls that, they're definitely not average. They look like they work out, but they're not super ripped either, like unrealistic. They're all obtainable body types, which is great messaging. And if we take a look at the post itself, they actually tag all of the models that they had in the campaign. And so I thought to myself, the first 2 people are supposed to be the relatable guy and the relatable girl. So I wanted to click on their social media handles and see what they did. Do they take fitness seriously? Do they go to the gym? Do they post workout footage? Why were they picked to be a part of this campaign that's supposed to be politically correct or bring about more brand awareness to people that maybe aren't necessarily trying to get ultra huge and ripped, but just enjoy casually going to the gym and maintaining their health? And so the first person, his name is Benny. I took a look at his profile page on Instagram, and at the very top it says that he's a big and tall model. I don't think he models that much because he doesn't have too many posts on his page. And if you scroll down to the bottom, it looks like one of his original posts is from a Gymshark photo shoot that he did in 2019. And if you compare that photo to the photo now, not to be mean, but it doesn't look like he got much taller, but he certainly got a little bigger, which raises the question, why are you reaching out to people to be in a campaign for Gymshark, which is a fitness brand, if they don't take their fitness seriously? Because that's still not relatable. Maybe they're not trying to go after people that are trying to get huge and ripped in the gym, but they're still trying to be relatable to people who still work out and try to eat consistently to be healthy. I mean, at the end of the day, if you start at point A and you're trying to get to point B, Even if you don't have the best diet or the best workout program, if you are consistent, you should see some level of gains. You will start to see a little bit of weight loss. You will start to see a little bit of tonnage in the arms and in the legs. And that's not happening here. So fail, number one. Number two is this girl, Sonny. She was a bit more difficult to decipher. And it's tricky because she's a plus size model. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about the modeling industry. I used to model back in the day, full of a lot of shady people, and they really want you to look a specific way. And according to Sonny, in an interview that she gave back in March of 2019, you guys can Google it, I'll post a link down below, she even talks about how even though she's a plus-size model, there is still a specific look that you need to have to be successful. And that look is the hourglass look. Big on top, big on the bottom, skinny in the middle. And she also goes on to talk about how when she first started modeling, she wasn't quite plus size and she wasn't quite regular size, and so she was having a hard time fitting in. She said that they actually put some special padding on her to make her look more like that plus size look they want to have. And so whenever we hear plus size modeling, to people who don't really dive into it too much, we associate that with body positivity and body acceptance, when in reality, they don't even have body positivity and body acceptance within their own space in their own plus size modeling industry. If you want to be competitive, you have to look like this, is what they tell you. Just like if you want to be a runway model, if you want to be competitive in runway, you have to look like this. So both sides of the spectrum are terrible. It's a terrible industry. It's why I don't do it anymore. I did it for like a year, and that was it. So then I started kind of scrolling through her photos, and I found myself at the very bottom of her page when she was about 18 years old, and she was actually quite thin. And then as time progressed, she started gaining weight. She started having some body problems. I saw her video on her YouTube channel. She talked about, going through body dysmorphia and things like that. And then her body started doing this weird transformation where it's like throughout 2018, she started packing on body fat, and she was holding a lot of it in her torso area. And she still kind of had a butt and thighs, but if you compare her photos from 2018 to her photos now, it's like her body did this weird hourglass transformation. And I'm sitting here wondering, how the hell did this happen? Because I know you can't spot reduced fat, and I also know you can't spot gain fat. And I also know in the plus size modeling industry, these women will do crazy things to their bodies in order to stay competitive. If you do a simple Google search, some of the things that they do is they try to do this injection in their neck in order to reduce the fat there to get rid of the double chin, but still remain plus size. A lot of these women will get liposuction. That way they can have the hourglass look. Suck the fat out of the torso, top looks big, bottom looks big, and you're good to go. And then you can also do things like a Brazilian butt lift, where if you want your butt and thighs to look bigger, they'll take some of that fat they sucked out and they'll squish it right back in your butt and thighs. Now, I'm not saying I know for certain that she did any of these things. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm just looking at photos, and photos can be very deceiving. But these ones, just to me, they look a little too deceiving. And if she's remaining competitive in the industry, starting out here when she's 18 and looking like this now, the transformation, it doesn't make sense to me. Again, I just don't think that this person is realistic or a relatable person to the average person you're trying to reach out to if you're trying to be a bit more politically correct. If anything, I think Nelly is that person, and I said it in the beginning of the video. Nelly went through a really traumatic childhood dealing with her eating disorders. She learned how to overcome them, and above everything else, she's a lingerie model, and she's proud of her body and how she looks. And it looks very clear to me that she hasn't done any type of surgery to try to fix anything. She truly loves herself, and that is the ultimate body positivity. And based on just the likes and comments alone, I think they should be reaching out to her. In fact, they should have seen that post and then realized they had this campaign they were going to launch. They should have scrapped it, hired her, paid her as an athlete, and did a campaign with her. I think it would have went over a lot better. At the end of the day, guys, you know I'm not a Gymshark fan. If anything, they usually end up in my Insta garbage videos. I rock Jed North, and if you guys do want to get some clothing that fits that athletic look that you're looking for, use my code SCOTT20. Check out jednorth.com. I've been with Jed North for about a year now, and you know they actually stand behind natural athletes because I'm one of them. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that Gymshark is trying to head in a more politically correct direction, or are they just trying to take advantage of a new niche market to make more money? I mean, the brand can pretty much do whatever it wants. They have a huge fan base. They have 4.7 million followers on Instagram. If anything, if they want to be more relatable to their audience, they should be reaching out to those people to possibly put in a campaign, not the local modeling agency. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in that comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, you can show me by tapping that like button. Remember, likes and comments boost the YouTube algorithm, and that's what pays the bills for your boy. So you know what you need to do. And in the meantime, if you guys are looking for a new workout series, you can check out this link right here. It's my 5-day bodybuilding split. It's actually what I've been doing for the past few weeks now, and I'm feeling great. And until next time, again, smash that like button, leave a comment, and tap that notification bell.